Hello, goodbye, and hello again, and welcome back to Spooky Ducktober 2021. Today we are playing Scarlet Hollow, which is a horror visual novel. Alright, let's begin. Okay, we are creating our character. Last time I played, because I played both of the chapters that are out right now, all the way through. Last time that I played, I picked Talk to Animals, and that gave me some really interesting dialogue options and some extra conversations with animal characters, so we'll go ahead and select that again, because that was fun. And last time I did Booksmart, but I think this time I'm going to mix it up and do Mystical, which is strange and unusual. You see the threads of reality in ways others cannot. And that sounds weird and interesting, so I guess we'll go with that. You jolt awake as the bus hits a particularly nasty bump. You feel like you'd only just managed to start drifting off, and now here you are, awake again and still exhausted. For a moment, you're hazy on the details of where exactly here is, confusing this bus with the many others that came before it. But as your mind continues to reassert its existence in the waking world, the past few days come back into focus. The long-lost cousin, the bad news, the 26 hours of bus rides with countless late-night stops and seedy depots that felt unsafe even in the middle of the day. You wouldn't normally find yourself traveling like this, but your cousin bought the tickets. The funeral of her mother, your aunt, seemed like something you shouldn't ignore, even considering your own late mother's rocky relationship with this side of the family. Fortunately, the end of your long journey is in sight. You're almost in Scarlet Hollow. So anyway, as I was saying... Oh no, he's still here. He's been sitting next to you for the past 5 hours, talking at you without pause. You're not sure he even stopped when you started to doze off. At first, you thought he was just being friendly, but that was several hours of one-sided conversation ago. I was up in Maryland looking for work, but mostly messing around because I was a dumb teen. Me and my buddies were doing our usual prank stuff. You know, pushing joggers into the harbor, that sort of thing. Wait, what? Yeah, you know, teen stuff. So this girl comes up to us, swinging her purse, yelling about how she was going to call the cops or whatever. It was hilarious. She actually hit my friend, and he said it hurt a lot, so I guess she really was mad and not just playing. But she kept swinging, and soon enough, she'd lost her balance and fell into the harbor all on her own. We didn't even have to push her. We had a good laugh fishing her out, and her phone got soaked, so she couldn't call the cops on us. We wound up hanging out all day. She kind of became my girlfriend after that, and we've been on and off for about a year. So it's pretty serious. Though about 5 months ago, she tried to break up with me, like, for real, and geez, you ever just get so mad you just want to, like, kill somebody? I've never felt that way, no. I've never wanted to kill anyone. You're young. You'll get it when somebody tries to break your heart someday. It changes a person. Makes them think things they never thought they could. I honestly could have killed that woman. Anyway, she's giving birth to our son right now, and I'm trying to get up to Virginia to be there for it. But I don't know if I'm, like, into that stuff, so I might just wind up on a bus to New York or something instead. I've always wanted to go there. What's wrong with you? Your girlfriend is giving birth right now and you're thinking about ditching her to go have fun in New York? After she tried to break up with you and you threatened to kill her? Hey now, I never threatened to kill her. Okay, maybe over text, just a little, but fatherhood is scary. Plus her mom is there, so it's not like she's alone. Her mom doesn't like me much, so I'd probably just make things super stressful. She'll understand, she's chill. Anyway, where'd you say you were headed? I've been called back to my ancestral home. My mother fled from her destiny there many years ago, but now that both she and her sister have departed from this world, I can feel it calling back. Young man anxiously shifts in his seat. For one perceptible moment, it's his turn to feel uncomfortable before he catches himself and heartily laughs. Oh, you must be talking about Scarlet Hollow, right? Or the Holler, as they call it in the mountains. That's the only other stop until the bus turns around, so if you aren't getting off at any stop, you must be headed... if you aren't getting off at my stop, you must be headed up that way. Almost nobody ever goes there. I'm usually alone on the bus by now. Though, actually, I had a couple of buddies who went up there to work in the mine. There's a coal mine up in the Holler, you see, and there's always a job listing or two on the boards around here. I've never wanted to do that kind of thing myself. I like my lungs the way they are, thanks. But my buddies got desperate enough to try it. I haven't heard from them in a while, now that I think about it. I should see if they're on Facebook. See how they're doing now up there. How they're doing up there. Hope they didn't die. He looks back at his phone, for once focused on something other than you. Oh, this is me. It was lovely meeting you. Hope you don't get too bored without me around to talk to. Here, I have something for you. The stranger rifles through his pack and presents you with a dripping bag of peanuts. They're boiled peanuts. I got them at a gas station a few buses back. I noticed you haven't eaten much, so I figured you could use them more than me. Plus, they dripped all over my bag, so I don't want to carry them anymore. Tip, sometimes picking a dialogue option establishes new facts about who you are. Alright, I'll take the peanuts. You take the peanuts. Thanks. You're welcome. And with that, I leave you. Safe travels, friend. And just like that, the stranger is gone. Maybe you can finally get some sleep. Next stop, Scarlet Hollow, into the line. Almost there. The bus finally comes to a stop, its brakes squealing as it deposits you in front of the Scarlet Hollow bus station. The sign at least reads bus station, but calling it that feels disingenuous. At best, it's a kiosk. Though for a small town like this, you're amazed there's so much as a road, let alone a bus that drives on it every week. The driver quickly shuts the door behind you and starts the engine, kicking up dust clouds as he pulls away, eager to leave you and this place behind. Hey, Carbon. You instantly recognize the worn young woman from the few public photos of her on her Facebook page. She's your cousin, Tabitha, and she looks annoyed to be here. Offer her your boiled peanuts as a condolence. Want some peanuts? I got them from the bus. You hold out the dripping bag, offering it to your cousin. What? Put those away. Why would I want your wet peanuts? Now come on, let's go. I don't want to spend any more time down here than I have to. We will be offering everyone the peanuts. Your cousin turns and motions to the old BMW parked near the bus kiosk. You follow her, clambering into the dusty relic. This is a peanut run of Scarlet Hollow. It doesn't take much driving before the only signs of civilization are the car you're in and the road you're on. Tabitha maintains an icy silence as she focuses on the road. Tip: dialogue options labeled Explore can usually be taken without advancing the story. They can impact relationships and unlock additional story paths, so choose carefully. Let's see. I can't believe we've never actually met before this. Yep, you have your mom to thank for that. Or had, I guess. I wish I'd known about you. I don't know why my mom left or what kind of grudge she had against this side of the family, but I'm sorry. I wish I'd known about you. Whatever. What's done is done. How are you holding up? Fine. You know you can talk to me, right? I lost my mom too. I know we only just met, but you know I went through something similar with my own mom, so if you ever need to vent or... I'm good. Guess we'll remain silent. You decide to sit in silence with your cousin as the car eases up the steep mountain road. And here it is, the Scarlet Estate. Though it's seen better days, its crumbling elegance is not lost on you, someone used to cramped apartments in gray cities. Your mother told you about this place many times before she passed, always with an anger burning beneath her words. The faded majesty you once imagined doesn't quite compare with what's in front of you, a jarring blend of opulence and ruin. As you stare at it perched on the crumbling cliffside, you can't help but feel like it's something that should have been left to rot a long, long time ago. As soon as you enter, you're hit with a blast of dusty air. Everything in this room has been here for much longer than you've been alive, each object cemented in place with layers of dust and cobwebs. You can hear doors creak on their hinges and the aches and moans of ancient floorboards as the house itself sways in the wind. Welcome to our family's humble estate. Unfortunately, due to the current state of the house, only a few rooms will be safely accessible during your stay. I wouldn't go wandering around anywhere else if you value your limbs. The floors have been known to give out. If you know what's good for you, you stick to your room, your bathroom, and the kitchen, and hallways, I guess. But only the hallways you need to use to get to those places. I'll show you around so you know where it's safe to walk. You can leave your bags here for the time being. Let's see. Let's just go with cool, thanks. Cool, thanks. Let's just get the tour over with. Follow me. You put your bags down and follow Tabitha through a long, dusty hallway. She delicately steps over holes and tears in the floor, and you do your best to trace her steps. Kitchen. On Wednesdays, a woman from town comes in and does the cleaning. Her name is Janie. I wouldn't recommend socializing with her. She'll talk your ear off. If you need any food, there's fixings for peanut butter and jelly. Don't touch my mac and cheese or my ice cream. Those are off limits. Oh, and you can also access the garden through here, but it's pretty wild, so I wouldn't if I were you. Tip: some explore options prevent you from taking others. Choose carefully. Let's see. Let's start with a mystical response. I could feel the weight of the world pressing on this place, as if the entire estate is a step away from crumbling to dust. Okay, geez, I get it. You think it's messy. I'll tell Janie to be more thorough this week, but you should know there's only so much anyone can do with a country house this old. It's always going to be a little grimy and worn, unless you're unlike your sleek city apartments. If a little dirt bothers you, you're going to have a rough time this week. Awesome, I love PB&J. How'd you know it was one of my favorites? That smile can't be real. I didn't, but good for you. Is there somewhere in town to buy food? I might want to eat something other than PB&J this week. Is there somewhere in town we can get groceries? Well, aren't you fancy? Yeah, there's a general store. There's also a diner. I usually order my food in bulk online, though, so I wouldn't be going with you. Sweet, thanks. Cool, good talk. Alright, what's next on the tour? Bathroom, follow me. Great, it's been hours since I've gone. As the two of you leave the kitchen, you pass by a Tuxedo Cat sitting on the countertop. Let's approach the cat. Do not try to pet Frou Frou. If she wants to be pet, she'll let you know. Ne me parlez pas. Sorry, I don't speak French. I'm sorry, little lady. Je ne parle pas français. Of course, how typical American. I shall debase myself by speaking your tongue, but only so that I might insult you directly to your face, you uncultured swine. Haha, very funny. Her name sounds French. Stop wasting my time and let's finish the tour. You once again follow Tabitha through a long, dusty hallway. Maybe after a few nights it'll get easier to navigate these spaces, but for the time being you feel lucky to have not fallen through the floors. Guest bathroom, not much to show. It's a bathroom. I'll wait outside. Do what you must if you must. It's a nasty, wretched bathroom. Piles of junk sit untouched in the corners of the room, and mystery stains paint the floor. Who exactly uses this bathroom? Guests. I guess I'll lift the toilet seat. Scram, fellas, the jig is up! Bugs skitter from the bowl as you lift the seat. Alright, I'll use the facilities. A toilet is a toilet. Sure, it could be cleaner, but your business needs doing, and this is as good a place as any. You do what you must and rejoin your cousin out in the hall. Next up, guest bedroom. Last stop on the tour. Follow me. You and Tabitha briefly return to the foyer before climbing the stairs and reaching the guest room. The room smells old. Dust, mildew, wood rot, it has it all. A week of sleeping in this place might give you permanent lung damage. This is where you'll be staying. The linens are fresh. I had Janie wash them last week. I had to endure a half-hour rant about her kid to get her to do it, so you'd better be grateful. The closet is full of old family stuff, so you can't hang your clothes up, but you can use the dresser. It should be empty. Who used to sleep here? When? This house is almost 150 years old. Many, many people have slept here, and you'll sleep here, carrying out the fine family tradition of bedrooms being slept in. People have died here, haven't they? I sense a heavy spiritual fog hanging over this room. People have died here, haven't they? Like I said, this house is almost 150 years old. Obviously, people have died here. I guess I'll start getting settled. Follow me. I'll take you back to the foyer so you can collect your belongings. This concludes our tour. I'm afraid I must return to my duties, so you'll have to entertain yourself for the rest of the day. Don't expect to see much of me. Tip, some dialogue options will open additional conversation paths. Some right away and others down the line. Hey, did I do something wrong? You asked me to come to this funeral, but since the moment I got here, you've been acting like I spat in your coffee. What's going on? Was it something I said? Okay, I'm sorry I've been testy since you got here. You've been fine. I'm just under a lot of pressure right now. Please just stay out of my hair until later, okay? I have work to do. What kind of work do you do? I run the coal mine, same as every Scarlet who came before me. Except for you and your mom. It requires a lot of time and concentration, so I'd appreciate it if you didn't keep me for long. Good for you. That sounds pretty impressive and exciting. Good for you. I appreciate your enthusiasm, but I don't think of it as boring or exciting in the same way I don't think of cleaning a toilet or painting a wall as either of those things. It's a task. That's a healthy mindset. Seems like a good way to look at a job instead of convincing yourself you have to be doing the thing you love the most. It's okay to just have a job. Yeah, exactly. Would I rather be doing something else with my life? Maybe. But I know I had to take over the company. So why think about that other stuff I could be doing? Alright, I won't keep you, but we should hang out after you get back. We'll see. There's a lot of things that need to get done this week. Your cousin leaves through the front door. And now it's just you. You and the sprawling, decrepit estate. PB&J sounds great right about now. You haven't had anything to eat all day. The only thing louder than your stomach right now are the creaks and moans of this ancient place. PB&J sounds exactly like what you need to take on the rest of the day. You head to the kitchen. You're back in the kitchen, ready to craft a beautiful peanut butter and jelly sandwich. It's a daunting task given the state of the place, but the aggressive growls of your stomach outweigh your fear of food poisoning. To get started, you'll probably need to find some peanut butter, some jelly, bread, plates, and a knife. Let's approach Frou-Frou. Frou-Frou hisses as you draw near and remain firmly in place. You might want to talk to me, but I don't want to talk to you. Go away. Offer her your boiled peanuts. You extend your arm and offer Frou-Frou your bag of boiled peanuts as a token of peace. I feel like we've gotten off on the wrong foot. Want some boiled peanuts? Mon Dieu, non. What can you tell me about my cousin? This was the first time I've met her. Spare me your life story. Tabitha at least knows not to bother me. If you won't take the hint, I suppose I'll have to take things into my own hands. Frou-Frou lunges at your hand and bites you hard. You back away. Oh well. Search the fridge. As you approach the fridge, your eyes catch a note taped on the door that reads, Janie, stay out, in all caps. Below it, in separate handwriting, are the words, Okie dokie. You open the fridge. You already feel a deep urge to wash your hands, even though you've yet to touch anything other than the handle. Let's see. Start by taking the jelly. You reach for the jelly. You reach for one of the unopened jars of grape jelly, carefully checking its expiration date. You breathe a sigh of relief when you realize it's recent. This is either purchased specifically for you, or jelly is one of the few things in the kitchen Tabitha actually uses. All you need now is a plate, knife, bread, and some peanut butter. Better close this fridge and keep looking. Let's examine the Old Takeout. Why did you do that? What were you expecting? This takeout container is disgusting beyond words. A liquefied mess wholly congealed in its styrofoam shell. You can't even tell what it used to be. The substance doesn't just smell bad, it smells ancient. For God's sake, put it back. Your body reacts before you even register what you are doing, compelled by a deep, primal disgust. You shove the container back in the fridge, pushing it into the depths of the shelves and out of your mind. Hopefully you can forget it exists and move on with your life. Let's close the fridge. You return to the kitchen, closing the fridge behind you. Let's search the pantry. Tabitha sure loves her mac and cheese. Let's take some bread. Pick up one of the non-moldy loaves of bread. Great, one step closer to a satisfying snack. All you need now is a plate, a knife, and some peanut butter. I'll take the peanut butter. The king of nut butters. And only 3% of each jar is mashed up cockroaches. The only thing you need now is a plate and a knife. Close the pantry. You close the pantry door as best you can and turn back to the rest of the kitchen. Search the cabinets. This cabinet must be where Tabitha keeps the dishware and, oddly enough, the utensils. Grab a plate and a butter knife. Oh no, let's first examine the mug. It reads, I was blown away at Blowing Rock, North Carolina. So your aunt and cousin actually traveled sometimes, even if it was only a few hours from the estate. Now you can route your return trip through Blowing Rock. It might be nice to see local sights before heading home. Grab that plate and butter knife. Grab a plate and butter knife. This is the last ingredient you needed to make your PB&J. Time to get to work. You close the cabinet and look back at the rest of the kitchen. Make that PB&J. Despite the state of this horrendous kitchen, you have successfully combined your 3 ingredients to make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Congratulations, you can feed yourself. A job well done. All of that hassle, and it took you less than a minute to eat. The rest of the day lies in front of you. Let's head back. Congratulations, you've eaten and have a full day ahead of you. What would you like to do next? Let's settle into our room, since I skipped this last time. Now that you've finally eaten, the aches and pains of your journey have started to sink deep into your bones. You stumble up the stairs to your room, suitcase in tow, eager to unwind before you face the rest of the day. You stand at the entrance to your room. Let's see. Let's examine the painting on the wall. Must be an old relative of yours. Very old, judging by the dates on the inscription. You've never heard of her, but you've barely heard anything about your aunt and cousin until a week ago, so that's not really a surprise. Maybe you could ask Tabitha about this Mary Belle Scarlet the next time you see her. That is, if she's actually in the mood for conversation. Let's put my spare clothes in the dresser. You drag out your suitcase over to the dresser and open the bottom drawer. An opossum lurks within. It is quiet but angry. Afraid! Let's be friendly and say, I friend, no hurt. Afraid. Can you move, please? I want to put my clothes in here. No, this Dustin house. Can you tell me about the human who lives here? Which human? Tell me about Tabitha. Dustin, not good with names. One of the humans died. Only one lives here now. 2 humans live here. Can you tell me about the humans who live here? Okay, Dustin, can you tell me about the 2 humans who live here? One human sad. One human scary. Can you tell me about the sad human? Cries, give Dustin bad sleeps. Can you tell me about the scary human? Always watches, eyes hateful. Never mind. Thanks for the help, Dustin. Okay. Fashion my clothes into a nest. You poor thing. You look cold in there. You gently lay your clothes on top of the creature, arranging them in a little nest. Dustin closes his mouth, somewhat more at ease than before, and looks at you with his shiny black eyes. Human is kind to Dustin. Dustin will remember this. You close the drawer, satisfied with yourself for a job well done. Let's look out the window. You can only imagine how beautiful the garden must have been in its heyday. If you owned this place, you totally would get out there with a shovel and some gardening gloves and whip it into shape. You'd go out and pull weeds, chop trees, carve topiaries, and do whatever you need to do to return it to its former glory. And once it was all done, you'd sit by the fountain, which of course would have little goldfish in it, drinking a floral tea while enjoying the birdsong. Yeah, you'd definitely do that, just not right now. What's in the closet? You can see why your cousin said you should put your clothes in the dresser instead of the closet. There must be decades of family history stacked up in here. I'll leave it be. Now let's pick up the doll. Of course you're sharing a room with a creepy doll. You pick it up to examine it more closely. Its foot reads, "Property of Alexandra. No need to carry this around with you." You close the closet behind you. That's enough. Doesn't seem like there's much else for you to do here right now. Might as well head into town. Now that you're settled in, there's not much left for you to do here other than head out and explore the town. You do just that. Now would be a good time to save my game. If you'd known you'd wind up having to walk all the way back to town, you probably would have just asked Tabitha to leave you at the bus stop, especially with how unhappy she seemed to see you. If only you could wipe the slate between the two of you clean and bury some of the tension, though maybe her mother's funeral isn't the best time for something like that. Then again, maybe it's the perfect time. Continue down the path. It's really pretty out here. Finally, you made it back to town. The hauler, as the guy on the bus called it, has probably seen better days. It still has the feeling of idyllic country town, but its sidewalks are cracked and many of the storefronts are boarded up, their windows dusty with age. A chill breeze sweeps down the lane and you shudder, suddenly feeling as if you're peering into a grave. Why, hello, Gretchen! Gretchen, come back! Quit bothering strangers! Why, I do declare, who is this gorgeous stranger, and why do they smell of peanut butter? Sorry about that. Gretchen can be very slippery when she wants to be. She loves to get loose and cause havoc. It's nice to meet you, Gretchen. I'm Carbon. My oh my, I can't remember the last time I met a newcomer who was so wonderfully polite. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance, Carbon. That's a funny way to introduce yourself. I'm Stella. It's not often I see a strange face in the holler. Every now and then there's a new crop of coal folks, but you don't look dusty enough for that. You aren't in town for the funeral, are you? The Scarlet funeral? Offer her your boiled peanuts. You hold out your dripping bag of peanuts. It's polite to offer food in new social situations. Oh, that's really kind of you to offer, but I couldn't take your food. You should hang on to it in case you get peckish. Anyway, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that you're Tabby's cousin, right? Upon mention of your cousin, Gretchen mutters under her breath, "One of these days I'll get Tabitha to pet me." That's the only person I can think of who would come to town for the funeral. How's she holding up? To be honest, I've been a little worried about her, all alone in that big house. She's in conflict with herself. Whoever I met today isn't the real Tabitha. I hope you mean that metaphorically. To tell you the truth, she's always been a little rough around the edges, but most people don't really catch on to that. It'll probably be good for her now that she's staying there, even if she doesn't think so herself. How long have you known her? Oh, quite a long time. The town's really small, so everybody's known everybody as far back as they can remember. Tabby and I got a little close when we were both in a school's production of A Midsummer Night's Dream. I was Puck and she was Mustard Seed. As you might have expected, she was more than a little prickly, but I managed to soften her up a bit in the end. But then she graduated and that was that. I haven't seen that girl or her horrible little cat since I was middle-aged. Oh, before it slips my mind, If you're staying up in that spooky old mansion, you must have met the frou-frou. How does that monster fare? Sounds like you and frou-frou have a history. Wait, what? Are you messing with me? You can't actually talk to my dog, right? Alas, you have discovered my dark and terrible secret. I can talk to animals, and animals can talk to me. Your dog sounds like a southern belle when she talks. Haha, yeah, of course you're joking. You and Stella maintain silent, awkward eye contact. Well, next time you see that devil, please send my regards. And do let her know that not only do I still draw breath, but I very much still plan to outlive her. Oh, if you just got to town, you must be starving. I was just on my way to the diner for a coffee. They've got amazing biscuits. My treat. The pleasant aroma of greasy breakfast food hangs heavy in the air. In contrast with the empty, lifeless atmosphere of the family estate, the diner is filled with the comforting din of human life. All of which grinds to a sudden halt as the patrons realize that a stranger has entered their establishment. Hey everyone, I'm Carbon, just in town for the funeral. Before anyone can respond, you and Stella casually slide into a booth, pretending the whole town didn't just gawk at you like a sideshow attraction. Looks like your entrance was a little more dramatic than you were expecting, huh? Folks around here don't meet many strangers as is, and with who you're related to, well, let's just say you'll be the talk of the town for a while. Hey Stella, I went ahead and fixed you up a coffee. They gracefully place down a specially brewed coffee in front of Stella. Aw, shucks, thanks Avery. And here's some bacon for the little lady. For me? For me? Gretchen sniffs the bacon and digs in. Anything for you? Offer them your boiled peanuts. You hold out the still dripping bag of boiled peanuts. Gretchen sniffs the spattered brine on the table and licks her lips expectantly. No thanks, I shouldn't take gifts while I'm on my shift. Anything I can get you, though? Let's see. We'll just order a biscuit. I'll have a biscuit, please. I heard they're really good. Best in the county. Oh, and I'm, sorry for your loss. Before you have the chance to respond, they're gone. Glad you took my advice with the biscuit. You won't regret it. You know, if ever you want to get rid of those peanuts, there's a trash can right by the door. There is always my mouth if you ever find yourself looking for an alternative receptacle. Anyway, the funeral's not till Sunday, right? That gives you quite a bit of time to slum around town. I'm trying to think if there are any cool events going on this week. There's always the reading adventure at the library, which is supposed to be for little kids, but I do it every month anyway. Oh, and I'm pretty sure Avery's throwing a party Saturday night, so that's a fun thing to look forward to. And there's the weekly Sunday potluck. That should be right after the funeral too, so it'll be a special occasion. Cool. That sounds neat. Maybe I'll check out some of those things. Anyway, those are all the big events I can think of. As for the day-to-day, any idea how you want to kill time for the rest of the week? Honestly, I have no clue. Well, you're in luck, as you've happened to run into the person who knows all the best stuff to do around here, and has limitless time to show you around. My boss is pretty forgiving. Oh wait, you probably wouldn't get that joke since we don't know each other that well. I'm self-employed, so I'm my own boss, so I'm forgiving myself. Get it? Yeah, I get it. Before Stella can finish, Avery returns, biscuit and towel. Is there anything else coming for me? Gosh, if I had known that plate of bacon would be my main and only course, I would have waited before digging in. Here's your biscuit. Winnie says it's on the house. She sends her condolences. Thanks, Avery. It looks great. Mystical. You pick up the biscuit. It's delicate and fluffy. It nearly crumbles at your touch. Buttery warmth emanates from its surface. You don't even need to taste it to know that it is good. Divinity given buttery form. You take a bite. It melts in your mouth as if it was nothing but butter suspended in a thin matrix of dough. Truly, this is a perfect biscuit. Whoa, this is a really good biscuit. Wow. I'm so glad you like it. Avery lingers at the table for a moment. Hold on. So as Stella mentioned, she's famous? Haha. Oh, Avery, I'm not famous. Look, if you're not gonna go around tooting your own horn, you know I'm gonna do it for you. Stella laughs. I'm a YouTuber. Cool, what kind of videos do you do? She hunts cryptids. You should really check out her channel, Carbon. It's amazing. I think the best video to start with would be that river one. Not the lake, but, you know, the controversial one. Oh yeah, the Catawba River Runner. I didn't expect much out of the footage at the time, but it wound up being my most popular video by far. So the River Runner is a cryptid that's only known from a single sighting. 2 Boy Scouts thought they saw something big and weird in the Catawba River. And that's all you have to go on. And then I wound up catching this on camera. Stella pulls out her phone and shows you a clip of something in a river. Some folks said it was a beaver, but if that was the case, it'd be at least twice the size of any beaver I've seen. I also had people saying it was a dog or even a capybara that must have escaped from a local wildlife sanctuary. It was a mountain lion. I could smell its stink from miles away. I'm still not sure what it was, but I'm the one who saw the thing with my own 2 eyes. Let's see. That's an honest-to-goodness cryptid right there. No way that's a beaver or a dog. There's no way a capybara would be swimming in a river in the mountains of North Carolina. Unless there's some North American colony of capybaras in Appalachia. But that would still be counted as a cryptid, wouldn't it? Yeah, until someone catches a capybara up here, they would still count as a cryptid by most standards. My comment section went nuts for this footage, and from there it spread to Twitter pretty fast. There were polls for days. I even had actual experts weighing in. It was a really cool experience. And it meant the video did some pretty great numbers. Personally, I'm a fan of the capybara theory. Sure, it's not like any local sanctuaries, we're missing one, but there's always people keeping exotic animals as pets. Kind of a sewer gator type situation. Exactly. Some exotic pet owner set it free, and now it will remain forever roam the Catawba, confusing Boy Scouts and YouTube commenters for years to come. So, speaking of things to do around town, I was actually planning on filming this week's video tonight. I was wondering if maybe you'd want to come along? It's a pretty easy one this week. We wouldn't even have to camp anywhere. I'm gonna go after the... Wait, no spoilers! Whoops, sorry Avery. It's okay. I should probably get back to it instead of standing around chatting with friends. See you all around. Now that the coast is clear, I'm going after Skunk Ape. Heck yeah, Skunk Ape is hilarious. I saw a docu-special on it once. Stinky Bigfoot. Haha, right? It should be a pretty fun video. It's hard to be serious when you're talking about something that's famous for smelling bad. Most Skunk Ape sightings are from Florida, but while I was doing research for last week's video, I came across a report where a lady from a town over claimed to have seen one of her on her deck playing tug-of-war with her dog. And as I leave no stone unturned, I decided it was worth investigating. So what do you say? Want to tag along? Hold the camera for me while I narrate against the darkened sky, that sort of thing? That depends. Are you going to be there, Gretchen? Oh, naturally. I wouldn't want my any misfortune to fall my beloved Stella. I would stay by her side through thick and thin, however odd her passions may be. Of course, it's actually been a while since I've had anyone but Gretchen out there with me. Say no more, I'm in. This is going to be a lot of fun. I actually started the channel with a couple buddies of mine back in middle school, so it'll kind of be like a blast from the past. Me and Kanika and Reese running around in the woods, flipping over rocks and bothering salamanders. Our videos were terrible, but we had a lot of fun, and that's all that mattered to us. You know, that gets me thinking. I wondered if they'd be down to come along with us, get the old gang back together. Though I guess Kanika has to close out the general store tonight, so I'm pretty sure she's a no-go. But Reese, I think there's a decent chance we could get him to come out of his hidey hole, if he's up for it. Do you mind if I make a quick call? Stella pulls out her phone and dials it, waiting while it rings. Reese, dude, what's up? Feels like it's been forever. Oh man, I'm sorry to hear that. Do you want me to come by, or... Okay, if you're really sure. But if you change your mind... Oh, I was just calling to ask if you wanted to come out to the woods tonight. I met somebody cool in town today. They're Tabitha's cousin. I know. Yeah, just here for the week. Anyway, we're going out to look for skunk ape. We could take the easier trails if that would help. Dang man, that sounds awful. I hope you take it easy tonight. I'll swing by sometime this week and we can have a more low-key hangout. How's that? Haha, yeah, I'll bring them. Talk to you soon. Bye, bud. Reese, there's always been something off about that boy. I never did like the smell of him. Looks like it's just you and me, pal. Did he ask you to bring me to his house? Why? He's excited to meet you, of course. I think you'll find most folks in town are. Is he okay? He's not feeling well, that's all. He's had a lot going on in the past, gosh, 10 years or so. But I feel like it's gotten a lot worse recently. I can't remember the last time I saw him leave his house. Oh well, it's not my place to talk about, really. I just got a little excited thinking about having him along again. He's hilarious, you'd love him. We should swing by his place sometime next week, or this week. That'd be nice. I'd love to meet your friends. Awesome, I'll make it happen. He's definitely the trickier one to meet. Kanika is much easier to track down, since she's at the general store basically every day. But friendship can wait. We've got a skunk ape to hunt. So, we should probably head out if we want to make it to the mountains before it's too dark. Come on, let's blow this popsicle stand. You pause before getting up. Maybe it's time to make a good first impression. You reach into your pockets and pull out a single crumbled dollar bill and a quarter. As long as you don't get sick of peanut butter and jelly, your meals will be free while you're here. Share the wealth while you've got it, you think to yourself. You leave the money on the table and follow Stella out of the diner. Okay, this looks like a good place to stop for now. So let's go ahead and save. Alright, overwrite my save data. We're on page 9. I went ahead and skipped to the last page for the Let's Play. There's actually more pages after that, but the last visible page. Okay, and that'll do it for this time. Join me next time and we'll play some more of this. Alright, peace!